This Wednesday, May 28th, marks 600 days of the genocidal Israeli offensive against the Gaza Strip, during which the regime's bombardments, forced displacement and famine have decimated the Palestinian population. In this period, the Israeli occupation army has killed more than 54,000 people, mostly women and children, and wounded over 123,000, while health authorities warned that the number of victims is much higher, with thousands of bodies still laying under the rubble. In addition, the Zionist army has abducted thousands of civilians and killed members of the press in an attempt to silence the extent of the genocide, while it systematically strikes refugee camps and hospitals, destroying the territory's infrastructure. Moreover, since March 2nd, the occupation has applied a policy of starvation against approximately 2.4 million Gazan citizens, closing the border crossings and halting the entry of humanitarian aid to the enclave. And in a deliberate massacre, Israel killed 3 people and wounded dozens of others seeking food at a humanitarian aid distribution point in Gaza, while the Palestinian population is subjected to famine. On the first day of operations of the controversial Israeli-U.S. organization Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, thousands of Palestinians fought against the assault of Israeli military helicopters and gunfire to obtain basic supplies in Rafah. Gaza authorities said that in addition to the dead and wounded, several individuals were missing due to the stampede that followed. The siege took place in the midst of a widespread famine after Israel blocked for 3 months the entry of food and medicine to the devastated Palestinian enclave. And the Israeli regime approved the construction of 22 new illegal settlements in the occupied West Bank, despite calls to stop its expansionist policy. According to Israeli media, the proposal approved on Tuesday was presented beforehand by the Israeli Minister of Military Affairs, Israel Katz, and the Minister of Finance, Bezalel Smotrich. The Palestinian presidency stated that the approval constitutes a dangerous escalation that drags the region into a cycle of violence and instability in the territory. The international community describes Israeli settlements in the West Bank as illegal because they are built in areas where the Geneva Conventions forbid constructions, that is, in the occupied territories. And in this context, the Palestinian resistance movement Hamas accepted on Tuesday a truce proposal seeking a 70-day ceasefire with the genocidal Israeli regime in Gaza. The U.S. proposal, mediated by Qatar and Egypt, includes the release of 10 Israeli hostages in 2 phases, the entry of 1,000 trucks of aid per day, the withdrawal of Israeli troops, and U.S. guarantees for a full cessation of hostilities. With this, the movement expects the end of the genocide by Tel Aviv, the reconstruction of Gaza, and the lifting of the food blockade. All of the above is happening in parallel to the advance of genocidal actions that have already left more than 53,000 Palestinian deaths.